Good evening. The Metropolitan Police has been criticised for not doing enough to deal with climate change protesters. Over the past few weeks, activists have shut down parts of the capital by gluing themselves to the busy streets and sometimes blocking emergency vehicles. But the Met Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, told the London Assembly that until the demonstrations reach a certain level of disruption, there's little his officers can do. Our political correspondent, Simon Harris, reports.
For 11 days, environmental activists have done their best to disrupt London. Yesterday, an ambulance on a 999 call was caught in the gridlock in Knightsbridge. So was a fire engine, also with its blue lights flashing. At one point, a man's heard saying he's trying to get a baby to hospital. The police response to the protests has infuriated some politicians.
Members of the public are taking it in their own hands to try and drag them off the streets, which could be dangerous for everybody concerned, but I quite frankly don't blame them. I think I'd be tempted to remove them. And even stories of police officers giving these people sat in the middle of the road cups of tea.
But at the London Assembly today, the Met's new commissioner said police could only move in if the protests crossed a critical legal threshold and threatened serious disruption to the life of the community.
We're taking a view from TfL, relevant local councils, so in most cases on this one I imagine Westminster, and other partners like emergency services. And over the last 11 days, all of those partners have been of the view that it doesn't cause serious disruption.
That came as something of a surprise to retired Detective Superintendent Shabana Chowdhury, who listened to the Commissioner from the public gallery at City Hall.
That's the thing that I find really surprising, that ultimately they're saying it's out of their hands, they're powerless to act in respect of that, and it is a matter now that is a decision that's made by partner agencies.
Today, protesters were out again, blocking Parliament Square and taunting police by climbing onto their vans close to Downing Street. Sir Mark told the Assembly the police operation had tied up an enormous amount of resources. The number of officers on duty amounted to more than 2,000 days of police activity. The Commissioner said he was frustrated that the Met hadn't done better for London, but one London Assembly member praised the force's restraint.
The ability to protest in a democracy is a much appreciated freedom in our city and in the country, and it is really important that the police protest fairly and without fear or favour.
The combined activities of Just Stop Oil, Animal Rebellion and Insulate Britain might not count as serious disruption, but the protests have led to more than 300 arrests. Simon Harris, ITV News.